Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Bird Black on the free to play here. So, I've been playing a little bit since the reset at this afternoon or this evening. Um, but not too much going on, if I'm being honest with y'all. I do want to give you an update on where Sun Wukong is at, right? So right now, Sun Wukong has been leveled all the way up to 54. Um, Ideally, I would level him all the way up to 6 stars, or to not six to 60. Um, and as you can see, I do have 153 energy. So I could certainly grind him out and get him probably very, very close to 60. Um, Prior to showing you the improvement of him in Clan Boss. But um, really, it's just been a big improvement. So normal, or not normal, hard. I did 17.61 million. That's a record for me. That's the highest amount of damage that I've ever done on hard. And then for brutal, I'm back to two keys at 12 million. Now I made a bit of a mistake that I realized a little bit too late. So I don't know if you guys remember, but I turned off in some of my previous episodes. If you haven't seen them, I'll give you a recap. I using the team setup feature. That's Spider, not Clan Boss. There we go, Clan Boss. You'll see that I turned off Sun Wukong's A3. Now, I did so in a previous iteration of this team because I had Eris applying a whole bunch of the small poisons. Um, and I didn't want his block buffs. You can only have 10 debuffs on an enemy at a time. So I didn't want to have the block debuffs taking up one of those 10 slots. However, now that I'm not using Eris and I have a lot more room for debuffs, I'm going to turn this on because it hits hard. It's one of his bigger hitters. Um, so we'll turn that back on and we'll make that priority 1 and we'll make this priority 2. Because it does hit hard. Um, and it can actually be very useful against the Spirit Affinity because it prevents the boss. It will either remove the increased attack buff he gets or prevent him from putting it on himself. So there's value there. Um, I'm going to keep Acid Rain off for Kale because I want those poisons. That's going to get me more damage from him. And then we do want to have priority. I mean, yes, it would be the opener, but I just feel like I didn't click that. There we go. And then, yeah, that's on default. I'm wondering if for yeah. So that's right. It's my opener, and then we do this first, and then that. Okay, right? Yeah. Okay. So he opens with sweeping retribution. That's what I want. Okay. And then we go for the speed more than anything. All right. So I hope that will improve things a little bit. Now, if you weren't paying attention, I did click on Nightmare. So because I got one key into hard and I put two keys into brutal, and got max chest, I figured I'd just throw my extra key into Nightmare and see where we're at. I don't expect to be able to do enough to get the minimum chest, but it doesn't hurt to use that extra key that I have and kind of see where we're at. At the very least, it may give me some more information. So, if so the highest chest I'm getting out of Brutal is the Grand Master chest. So really, unless I'm doing 10 million a key in Nightmare, I don't want to bother doing Nightmare because I can just get it in Brutal for much easier and maximize the amount of rewards that I want to get. But we're going to throw a key into Nightmare. This will give you guys a chance to see how Sun Wukong's looking now that he's a 6-star. He is not fully mastered. He's only. I am gonna wait and use gems to get his masteries, so I am gonna wait until 800 gems. I should get a pretty big boost on that here soon, but for right now we're at 663. So just keep playing the game, and gems have been generating pretty quickly for me in the past. If it becomes a problem where I'm not able to get them all of a sudden because maybe missions are drying up or other areas of the game, then maybe I'll consider Minotaur. But so far, right around the time that my next 6-star has hit 60, I've had enough gems. This was the first time where it was like, oh, I don't have enough gems. I'm going to have to wait. But I'm willing to wait. It's more of a convenience thing for me, really. I could spend my energy leveling him up. I can also spend that energy elsewhere in the game getting gear and things like that. So it's a trade off, but I think it's a worthwhile one. So let's get in here and see how we look on Nightmare. So I still expect to have a lot of resistance. Um, I don't expect to be doing. I'm really happy to see that HP burn land. That's a big chunk of damage right there, right off the bat. But I don't think I'm gonna have the accuracy caps that we would like to have for this fight. Love those extra turns on Coffin Smasher. I'm just watching here. I mean, we're not getting bad results on the debuffs here. We got the decreased attack. That's good. At least one of them landed. Obviously, if I could get a better banner on like Kale, I think we'd have much more success here. That's an unfortunate resist. I'd like this, especially he has a accuracy banner. I'm really surprised to see him. He doesn't have a lot of accuracy on his kit though. And I haven't really built him. I built him more for damage than I have for removing buffs. So he's mostly attack based. Not looking too bad right now. I know that Clan Boss's damage is going to ramp up pretty fast here, but I'm not disappointed in my run at all. That's a big hit, and we removed his buff. That's nice. We've got decreased attack going, so yeah, he hits weaker. You can see it. Would love to have a cleanse in here for the slows, but it's not. We're not going to get too many more turns out of this, unfortunately. Big heal for him. Yeah, I was going to say we need Deacon to heal soon or else. And that would be the or else. I might consider in future runs subbing Eris in for Apothecary. I really thought the turn meter fill from Apothecary would make up some of the damage loss going down from Eris to him, but the damage drop off is a lot, and I don't know that I'm getting that much more out of him um, giving turn meter to my team. So Eris may be a serious consideration um, getting subbed in for the Apothecary here, because it just doesn't feel impactful at all. But, again, that was Nightmare. I wasn't expecting to do anything crazy good, but I had an extra key, so, we got a feeler out there. So we'd like to see 10 million on one key if possible, but also if we're in 10 million a key, then we're going to put all 4 keys into Clan Boss on Nightmare difficulty, because that would be giving me the chance to get a Sacred or a Legendary book. So, all right, so we got to see that now. I have seen significant damage output from Sun Wukong. It will go up even more when he's fully mastered. I've talked about this before, but for those of you that don't have are new to the channel or don't know this, so when you get War Master, you'll put that on. So to be clear, War Master is not what I would normally want on Sun Wukong. However, he is and will remain to be a part of my Clan Boss team for the immediate future. Long term, no. But until I get a better replacement that has Brimstone, he's very valuable to me. I mean, Brimstone, when it procs, just does 250,000 damage to the Clan Boss. So, a quarter of a million damage. I'm not going to take out a champion that has even the smallest chance of doing that. And then once he has War Master, he gets a lot of turns because he's relatively fast too. So he'll get a chance for more War Master procs and things like that. So he's still going to be in the Clan Boss team for a little while. Apothecary, on the other hand, while he does have Giant Slayer, we're not really seeing any value out of it. Um, and I don't think that's the fault of Apothecary. I don't. I just think that um, he's not really built for damage. I don't even think I really have him built for speed either. Only 155 speed. Eris, we've already got. I mean, she's a lot slower, but she gets those counter attacks and can apply those poisons in that toxic set. So it's something I might play around with. I can certainly experiment now that I've kind of got a set damage amount. If I can sub her in and then kind of get an idea of what I'm looking at, and see if I get any more value out of her. Um, she has a she counterattacks every time that an ally is hit. So every time the clan boss takes a turn, she counterattacks. She also brings increased speed and a debuff. So you know how I was getting slowed by the boss on that last fight? She would erase those slows if whenever this turn or ability goes off. I'd like to see her a little bit faster. Um, but I do think she might be a surprisingly reasonable option um, over the apothecary. We would lose some of the turn meter boost from the apothecary, but I think the damage that we would get out of Eris would really make up for it. She's also 2-star Phantom Touch. So um, we're getting an extra 300 attack out of her. Um, I think I might experiment with it. I still don't know. So Husk is my next 6-star. Even though could potentially be a big part of my clan boss team, I still think Husk is the right route to go right now. He's a 5-star at the moment. Um, and I say that just because he's a little bit more well-rounded. So if we look at his kit, um, I spent a book on him today, helping out a friend, kind of understand the game a little bit. So if you're wondering, like, why is there a random book on him? I usually wait till Clan v Clan to use books, but I threw a random book on him to show somebody something. But you'll see he does have a percent chance to stun. So I could use him in waves, of course. Um, but also he'll be valuable in PvP potentially. Um, Certainly valuable in like tag team arena and live arena. Live arena, getting my butt kicked. It's not a surprise. It's kind of expected. Um, I know there's a way to see my I I know there's a way to see like my win-loss record. I might be just in the wrong spot. Is it in the Great Hall? Yeah, it is. So that's arena. I know there's a way to see live arena stats. And I'm sure you guys are screaming at me right now like, "Oh, how do you not know this?" Well, either way, the point is that I've been getting my butt kicked. And that's not a surprise. I have nowhere near the champions. I have nowhere near the gear. I have nowhere near the broad range of assets and resources that you need to have to find success in live arena. So I'm okay with that. But even though I'm only getting a win or 1 or 2 wins out of 10 runs, I'm still getting wins, and those wins do get me resources. You'll see here I got 100,000 silver today, right? I'll get a chicken there. So I'm okay doing the live arena, even though I'm mostly losing. That's okay with me. Um, let's see. So basically, next steps for me are going to be to keep leveling up my Sun Wukong and just work towards them getting him his masteries. Um, so on Sunday, we'll be able to do the Void Keep dungeon because it's locked on until Sunday. So that's technically Saturday night reset for me. Um, and then I'll use that. Once that's done, then I can keep progressing in the missions. Um, Clan v Clan is this coming Tuesday, so I'll be able to do this. Upgrade to affinity bonuses to level 4. So I'll probably wait till Clan v Clan for that. As much as I want these gems right now, I do want to make sure that I'm being smart about Clan v Clan and maximizing my point value. But you'll see, wow, I didn't realize how quickly we had moved down here to fusing Relic Keeper. Um, so we are very, very close to the part where we fuse Relic Keeper. If we go look at the fusion for him, I just need to farm up or farm these two champions. Both of them are available from campaign. So Sorceress is from Catacombs, and then of Narbuck, and is it Valdemar? Yeah. And then Templar is from Valdemar Straits. So both of those champions I can get. It's not going to be particularly hard to get them. I just go in and I farm. It'll go a lot quicker than it took me to get my Eris because I had to do her. I had to get her. I tried getting her on like normal or hard difficulty instead of brutal. Um, but on brutal, you do get an increased chance of pulling those champions. And I have thought about maybe farming Catacombs on Nightmare because I think you get an even higher increased chance. Um, and I would get extra XP while doing that too. But I got to make sure that either Kale or Sun Wukong can actually solo it. That's the only hiccup because I know when I went in and did Nightmare or Sewers, um, it was a little challenging. So in fact, I think the last time I did it, I brought both Deacon and uh and Kale to complete it. And these were food at they were getting farmed, getting experience at the time because I wouldn't have brought them to get the 3 stars. But I'm just curious. I wonder if Kale can do it. Let's just find out, right? You guys are here. Let's see. Um, we'll go this. We'll go. I am running. I'm gonna do probably mostly 3 stars right now because I am running out of 2-star food right now. I need to pull some mystery shards. That's not a good look. That's not looking good. I mean, it looks like he'll be able to. Look, there's a husk. Looks like he'll be able to do it. Just kind of slow. I think Sun Wukong hitting 60 and being fully mastered would probably be more effective than Kale here. And to be clear, I'm not looking to permanently farm um, Kale on this difficulty. This is just something that while I'm trying to get Sorceress, if I can also knock out some of these stars. Oh, I guess I'm not really knocking out stars if he's not soloing it, am I? So let's try and do it where he's soloing it. Or not soloing it, but 2 or fewer champions, no losses. Let's get the maximum stars here and see if this will make a difference. Well, it's going quicker, that's for sure. I just realized that I wanted to bring my Husk and Sun Wukong earlier. I was like wondering who the champions I'm currently leveling are, and it's Husk and Sun Wukong. But okay, there's my 3 stars. Um, yeah, at the very least I'll probably do these 7 stages just to see if she drops. Um, I'm not gonna do it tonight. All my energy needs to continue to go towards Sun Wukong hitting 60. Because once he hits, there's that big gap that I talk about all the time between 50 and 60. So him hitting 60 is going to be a pretty big deal for the account in general. So that's going to be the plan. I'll be spending energy leveling him up. You'll see I already made great progress, so he's already at 54. Once we get him to 60 and then get him mastered, um, I'm actually really excited about that. I think we're going to see a surprising leap in clan boss damage once he gets mastered. So keep watching for that. Other than that, there's really not too much going on. As far as the event goes, I have been getting some of the points. You'll see I got the points here from the path event. That's probably as deep as I'm really going to go here because I'm not really generating a lot of points in this event. Um, as far as the Titan event in general goes, and I absolutely would love to get the split souls here. I don't know that I'm gonna like go all out on it on the free to play account. Um, but I'm gonna keep playing and just casually earn these rewards and these points, and just kind of, you know, build up my chances there. Even if it's just a 2 star that I end up getting from the Titan event, um, 3 star would be best because 4 star is okay, but I think 3 star would be best for me. And the reason I say that is because 3 star gives me an increased chance. 4 star gives me extra accuracy and HP. Sorry, my allergies are flaring up a little. Okay. 4 star gives me extra accuracy and HP, which is extremely valuable. Like, I'm not knocking that. But 3 star is probably a little bit more important for my account. Um, because of how important Brimstone is to my account, maybe I need to reconsider not really going for this. I'm just nervous about overdoing it on resources here and sacrificing more resources than I really have. So, um like I'm not going to be able to get down here. First of all, I have to go through at minimum a 4,000 point wall. I mean, this right here I've spent is only like 4,000 points. I'm not generating that many points in this particular portion of the event, in the Hero's Path event. And if we look at the other ways that I can get points like dungeon divers and such, that might be somewhat attainable, but I'm going to have to use my energy in other areas of the game. Um, so this dungeon divers has 1 day. So Spider turn attack. Are there any other tournaments right now? Yeah, see, these events are too hard for a free to play account. Not like a free to play account that's existed for a little while, sure. But I don't have any demon spawn champions. Like if we look at my roster and we filter it by demon spawn, neither one of these are Fire Knight champions. All right. So then if we look at Spider was Night Elf, or Dark Elf, obviously that's kind of good for me because of Kale, but what other Dark Elf champions do I really have, Kale and Spirit Host is it. And that's a team of 2 for a turn attack? I don't know. Um, and 1750 points, that feels pretty steep. So I just don't, or well, I guess 1400 would be the goal, but I really don't think that I'm going to be able to pull this one off. Even with Kale, with just a Kale and a Spirit Host, I don't know. That's and then the difficulty that I'd be doing it at, I would just be getting gear that I don't want. So I don't think I'm going to be able to go for those particular events. Now, things like Dungeon Divers, I could probably try and start farming some dungeons, like Dragon or Spider or something like that, and start getting points for that. Um, but it is, I mean, I'm pretty far. I don't even have 1,300 points yet, and I would need to get up to 4,000. So it's a lot of points, and that's going to be a lot of dungeons. So, and I don't really have that much of an energy stockpile right now because I've been using it all to level up my Sun Wukong. So it's kind of hit or miss. Maybe some better events will come out down the line that will give me an opportunity to get more rewards for this. But this one feels very anti uh, free to play, if I'm being honest. Um, you know, those those particular events where you limit the roster pool are are hard enough as it is, but it's even harder when you're free to play and you don't have a huge depth of champions. So, okay. Well, that's everything going on with the account. Nothing too crazy right now, but I am excited to get Sun Wukong to 60. Hopefully that will happen tomorrow. And then we can do a little bit of analyses on Clan Boss and see where we're at. Maybe we can squeeze out a little bit of extra damage, and who knows, maybe we can start doing some Nightmare, some serious Nightmare, right? That would be a pretty big deal. To be hard, but if we can pull it off and get some, extra get some extra damage out of my champions and get in Nightmare, that's a big step on the account. That's a big opportunity to get some more sacreds and legendary books. So, all right, I'll keep you guys posted. So I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Oh, real quick, sorry guys, before we go, um, thank you all so much for all the positive comments that you guys left on the last video. Um, I've been reading them all day. I gained a ton of subscribers after mentioning, that how much subscribing helps me. My subscriber count jumped up. My positive comments have jumped up. And that had just 100% has made me feel so special. So, you're just so good about myself is really what I mean to say. So thank you so much for those kind words, guys. You really don't understand how much it means because this is I don't some of you may have streamed or done Twitch or things in the past, but um it's kind of scary sometimes to put yourself out there and kind of wonder like am I cut out for this? Is this okay, is this do people want to see this or are they just going to make fun of me or, and the amount of positivity I have from my community has just been absolutely wonderful. So, thank you guys for that. Um so yeah, I'll end the video now for real. I'll see you guys in the next one.